You're listening to the John and Heidi Show Bonus Hour. If you miss any of the program, you can find the podcast at the bottom of the page at sunnyradio.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show Bonus Hour on a Tuesday. Our guest today, in just a bit, we're going to be visiting with Colonel Shannon Horne, and we're going to be talking about April, month of the military child. We're going to be chatting a little bit about that. We also have This Day in Sioux Falls history, and at the end of the hour, we have Tuesdays with Charlie. All of that and much, much more coming your way this hour. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
What a year. With prices on everything going up, it's more important than ever to have a better credit card. Some people use a credit card that's not a very good one. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
April is month of the military child, and our guest today is Colonel Shannon Horne, U.S. Army Reserve Chief of Public Affairs. First of all, thank you for your time, and thank you for your service.
Thank you so much, John. It's such an honor to be on your show.
And this month, once again, is month of the military child. 1.6 million children are military children, and for many of these youngsters, life is anything but typical, right?
Absolutely. It is quite a unique childhood to be in the military, either with active duty parents or, as I am, Army Reserve. Children play a major role in the armed forces community, and while soldiers in the Army Reserve serve at home and around the world, we often forget about the sons and daughters serving along with us. And so the Army Reserve is fully dedicated to helping military children become and stay resilient. You know, we love that word, resilient, because we know even though the soldier enlists, really the whole family serves. Absolutely.
And again, April is the month of the military child. And do we know how long that has been a designation? Is that a fairly new thing?
You know what? I am not sure. That's a great question. I don't know how long it's been designated as that.
But I'm really glad that they are doing this, because to be a military child is a unique and special thing. And I love that they're honoring them.
Absolutely. The Army Reserve loves its children and its families. And we're just honored to be able to talk about them this month.
So let's talk a little bit about your experience as an Army Reserve soldier, as a mother, and how it feels now that you have children serving as well.
Yeah, so I have 5 children now serving in the military, and we all agree it's just such an honorable profession. And I always wanted to encourage my kids to be servant leaders, you know, and servant is first in that title, and that means service first. And my husband and I both feel that when we're serving other people, it inherently develops character, and I wanted my kids to have strong character.
I love that. Now, over the course of your career, have your children shared with you how they felt about your service being a military child?
They do, now that they're adults. You know, children don't sit around going, "My mom is the best mom ever." Maybe that's just my kids.
No, that's our kids too. I think that's everybody's kids.
Right. So I will say my kids and I share the same sense of duty and giving back. And my kids and my husband have always been incredibly encouraging, especially in times like now where I'm far away from home. So now I'm serving the Army Reserve in a full-time capacity. But when my kids were growing up, I was a part-time soldier. That's what the Army Reserve is we do this part-time. So we're able to kind of have our cake and eat it too, because we're able to fulfill our goals, whether it's go to college, whether it's have a regular civilian job, and then we put on a uniform 2 days a month, so 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year, and it's really awesome. And I had my kids had the benefit, and I had the benefit because I was a mom and a wife first. Now, I had some deployments and some, my annual time away doing Army stuff. That was thrown in there too. But for the most part, the Army Reserve allowed me to have the best of both worlds. I mean, come on. I was a stay-at-home mom and a soldier. How cool is that?
That's very cool. So what are some of the resources that are available for Army Reserve children and their families? Because this is something that I think is nice as well, that we do have resources available now.
Oh, my gosh. There's so many, John. And I wish I had known about all of them when my kids were growing up. But we knew about some. Some of the great ones I love because money and free stuff is important to me as a mom. We have before and after school programs, summer camps, free tutoring. And we took advantage of a lot of these. In fact, when my kids were little, the Army Reserve offered free sleepaway camp. And so my kids got to do 1 week of sleepaway camp for free, and they still have great memories. And if I can be honest, I was a stay-at-home mom. My husband's a school teacher, so we were raising 5 kids on a school teacher's salary. And money was tight, and, we couldn't, it was really a struggle to do things like afford medical insurance. But the Army Reserve allowed us to have amazing insurance. If you can believe it, we insured a family of 7 for about $200 per month.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, that was a huge peace of mind for my husband and myself. Now, granted, my kids, all they cared about was sleepaway camp, and that's fine. That's what they're supposed to do as kids. But for my husband and I, knowing that we had this amazing medical, and it really is top quality medical insurance for pennies compared to what it would have cost through his school system, that was a huge blessing for our family.
I thank you so much for your time today. If somebody listening would maybe like to learn a little more, is there a place online they can go to maybe find some resources?
Well, the Army Reserve loves its soldiers and families. That's been my experience. And if anybody would like to know more about the Army Reserve resources for families, or even about joining the Army Reserve, they can visit us at usar.army.mil.
I appreciate your time today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was an honor speaking to you, John.
The honor is all mine. Again, our guest today has been Colonel Shannon Horne, U.S. Army Reserve Chief of Public Affairs. I'll throw a link to that website at facebook.com/sunnyradio and facebook.com/Sioux Falls News.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Time now for This Day in Sioux Falls History, brought to you by the Sioux Falls Fun Page and Sunny 93.3. It was on this day, April 18th, 1985, that world geography and communications teacher Kevin Fallon from Sioux Falls Lincoln High School is selected as one of just 2 finalists from South Dakota to be a part of the Teachers in Space program. Out of 11,000 original applicants, Mr. Fallon was part of the 114 finalists selected by the State Board of Education and by NASA. The first teacher in space would be Barbara Morgan, more than a decade after she was selected as one of the 2 finalists of the program. The first attempt ended in tragedy when Christine McCullough, a social studies teacher from New Hampshire, passed away along with the astronauts on board the Space Shuttle Challenger in 1986. That was a very sad day in America, but this was a very happy day in America, April 18th, 1985. This has been This Day in Sioux Falls History, brought to you by SiouxFallsFunPage.com and Sunny 93.3.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If it's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring in your current phone. iPhones and Samsung phones both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Tuesday, April 18th, brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Equity markets tread water Monday as participants brace for a busy week. Both the economic and earnings calendars are filled this week and promise to bring market-moving news. The question is whether the news will move the market firmly in one direction or if volatility will reign supreme. On the earnings front, reports from J.B. Hunt, Netflix, Abbott Laboratories, and Procter & Gamble are at the top of the list, and they promise to give a deeper view into a broad swath of the economy. On the economic front, the market is waiting for a host of reports on manufacturing, the housing market, and the index of leading indicators. The index of leading indicators is of particular concern because it has been negative for over a year and is expected to accelerate its decline this month. This is a signal of recessionary pressures and one that is getting louder as the months go by. You can get the inside track in your inbox at marketbeatminute.com.
InsuranceChicken.com wants to know, how much are you paying for your insurance? I know it seems like a hassle to switch to a different company, but if you can save a few bucks, it's worth crossing the road to InsuranceChicken.com. We have several of the top insurance companies trying to earn your business. They do that by offering great insurance that is cheap. Okay, enough of the silly chicken puns. It's time to get serious about saving you money on your insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.